I never play medic much because I don't like playing support classes in games. I dislike relying on my teammates too much. But while TF2 is a complex game with many possibilities, some of which might be missed if I avoid playing support classes. So I spent a day playing medic, and let's see if this image here is accurate. As a medic, you're constantly surrounded by teammates who need your thick, black and powerful medigun up their bums. As a result, you're often forced into situations where you have to prioritize which players to heal, and when you see a friend die because you didn't do your job correctly... No! I should have just fucking used voice chat and tell the heavy to turn around. The guilt and disappointment in yourself kinda adds up. It's pretty frustrating and discouraging. But similar to anything that is hard in this cold and cruel world, it's damn satisfying when you successfully keep your team from the scythe of the Grim Reaper. Just look at that crossbow arrow flying through the air. Once it reaches your friend, a relieving sound of success plays and a juicy green number fades in gradually, and bam! You've done your job, you're a good medic. However, that only happens 10% of the time. Most of the time, your friends will straight up abandon you and rocket jump into 12 different enemies. Can you hello? Does he not even want heals? He's just going in. He's just pressing W, he doesn't care. And you would just be left there, wondering what you have done wrong to deserve this. It's the true, but sad and painful medic life. Another thing I learned is that getting kills in a weaker position is very satisfying. Getting frags is just plain old fun, and it's even better when the odds are overwhelmingly stacked against you. It's really kinda similar to playing a Souls game. You know those games where you play as the clearly weaker character, and your objective is to slowly chip down a stronger foe? The process is very tough, but if you pull it off, it's extremely rewarding. In my opinion, there are 3 ways to defend yourself as the medic. Coming up first is the both powerful and useful Uber Saw. Although it may feel like the Uber Saw crits a bit less now that you're using it, the 25% instant Uber charge given per hit is still extremely handy. When you have the Uber, you can do some cool solo Uber chaining. If you don't know what that is, it is basically where you Uber yourself and land in some sneaky Uber Saw strikes when you see a nice opening. This effectively allows you to extend your Uber on your own. Just remember not to get too greedy with a sawing action, because you're not really Ubered when you're swinging your pointy thing. Oh, poggers. Oh fuck, why did I... Moving on, we have the Crusader's Crossbow. Apart from being a great tool to burst heal your friends, it's in fact a great tool to get some decent damage done as well. Up close, it doesn't really do that much damage, but when you're far away, the damage really does ramp up, and you can annoy enemies quite profoundly. You may even rack up a few kills if you're lucky. Last but not least, we have the icon of the battle medic, the one and only Bloodsaga. Now, I used to think that this weapon is kinda useless. It weakens your self-regen and in return, gives you a situational and hard to utilize blood-sucking needle gun, and it prevents you from using the crossbow as well. But when you get the hang of the needle's trajectory, it's surprisingly powerful. It does not do much damage per hit, but its firing rate is extremely fast, and you can get a lot done with it, especially against players who, for some inexplicable reason, like to run in a singular direction. Additionally, the health regen per hit completely throws off your opponent's damage counting, and you may even get out of sticky situations because of the extra health.
You know the Russian that he's using the Hitman? Yeah!
So, defending yourself against overwhelming odds is fun, and it's even more so with the added weapon/playstyle variety. A while ago I mentioned that I thought the Blitzauger was bad, but I started to like it once I started playing with it equipped. Now that I'm giving it some thought as I'm writing this very script, I realized how little I try out different weapons. I don't know why, maybe I'm just gravitated towards my comfort zone, or I'm just usually too tired to try out new things. I rarely play with different weapons, and that's not an ideal way to enjoy the game. I'm just kinda limiting my game experience by sticking with only a few loadouts. I mean, sure, the best way to play the game is to play however you want, but how would you know what you want if you don't experiment with different playstyles and weapons? Surprisingly, killing bigger and stronger enemies with a tiny needle gun is great fun, and it's exciting. It was a breath of fresh air. So, get your ass out there and try out new stuff. Experiment with them. Find out what you like and learn more about yourself. Yeah. Last but not least, I'd like to tell you guys to thank the medics and NGs on your team, especially the medics, cause they don't even have a shotgun to defend themselves. TF2 is a game that kinda promotes a lone wolf playstyle. Apart from medic and NG, every class in the game can thrive on their own, without any other player's help. For instance, a sniper can quickscope a medic to significantly weaken the enemy team. The sniper can do his job by himself. Unlike the sniper, a medic's job is to support his team, and he can't do it if he doesn't have a team. Therefore, if a sniper is doing bad, then he can kinda blame himself and try to improve. But if a medic is not performing well because his teammates suck, it's not really the medic's fault and he can't really do anything about it, and it's just straight up frustrating. Medics have it real rough, so if you see them in game, hit Z and 2 to thank them, or use text chat, or use voice chat, or whichever way you'd prefer. Just show your appreciation, and if you're a free-to-play who can't do any of that, at the very least, you can be grateful. Thank you for watching, and now I'm going to play combat classes for 5 hours non-stop.